Hey guys, it's 7:10. It's a bit later than I usually wake up, but I need to get some rest. It's a Sunday or Saturday because I'm doing legs, all right? But I wanted to make this video because I always have the best videos and I'm the most motivated when I'm about to do something hard, or I'm in the middle of doing something hard, or I've done something hard. I've done something difficult that's pushed me. I get in that mindset, I get in that zone. I hope you guys can see it. Every time over the last 270 whatever days, every time I'm in that mindset, or I woke up at 5 a.m., I did my cardio, I did all the things that I needed to do, I made a lot of money, I did all my self-improvement stuff for the day. That's when I had the best speeches for you guys, or the best cognitive ability, where I was in that moment. I had that feeling and I was able to throw out these words, and they meant something. They had substance to them. And I've been thinking a lot about back when I started this shit, back when I was in my parents' house, where my entire room was the size of my fucking apartment's like my closet. It was insane. I lived I lived in that for 5 years, and I always dreamed of doing the things that I'm doing right now, of traveling, of making money online, of working out for a living. And now that I'm doing those things, I'm still not content. All right, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe people would look at you, or hear that, and they're like, "Oh, Tristan, what the hell? There's something wrong with you." Because most people, they get to a certain, like, they get the thing that they want, and then they become content. And I don't think that the people who want more, who want to go get it and make something actually really, really big out of their lives, make an impact, make a difference, I don't think that those people will ever have that feeling of being content. Especially me not doing what I'm doing right now. I'm 20 years old. I don't know that this is what I want to do. Maybe you have something in your head, and think about it. All those things that you want to do, like go live in Miami, or go travel and see the world, or live in Europe, or do all these things. You don't know if that's actually what you want to do until you do it. Once you're in the moment. I always dreamed, and I thought it'd be so cool to go to Miami, and I went, and it was cool, and then I went again, and it just wasn't like something I wanted to do. Like, I'm from North Dakota. I like big cities, but it's just not something I really enjoyed. Maybe it's because I didn't know as many people, or I didn't have, I don't know, as much money to live there as you probably need to live a really good lifestyle. But you don't know until you try. And me living like digitally, me living nomadically, right? You might think you want to do that until you actually do it, and you realize it's extremely inefficient. It's hard to get your workouts done. You spend a fuck ton of money. It's hard to do all the things that you can do when you build consistency. And I've done that for the last year. I've worked a year and a half up to get to this point. Literally worked the last year and a half so I could do the thing that I'm doing right now, and I'm still not content with it. And I think that's okay. All right? I think it's okay to never be satisfied. I made a video when I was making the recap of the 200, I think I made a recap at 240 days. And I said sisyphine improvement. And if you look up sisyphine improvement, sisyphine means it can never be completed. It can never be done. It can never be finished. And that's a philosophy that you can't stop improving. There's no 100%, right? You're always there's always going to be another 0.5%, right? The decimal just keeps going, right? It's never ending. And my belief is that that's the same thing. I don't know. I haven't got to the point yet. I just think that every time I get to something I want, or I get to my goal, or I do something that I want, you're always going to want more, all right? You're always going to want, like, every time I get to looking really good, I always want to look better, all right? I want to get leaner. I want to get bigger. Every time I hit my goal that I want to lift, I want to lift stronger. You guys have the same, like, maybe not everybody has the same thing, all right? I don't want to speak for everybody. but I want to speak for the people that I can relate to. And I know that there's a lot of young dudes that might watch these videos and experience these feelings, and I think that you need to hear that this is okay, all right? Everybody, and even my parents, the people around me, all the people are like, "Are you happy, Tristan? Like, are you like?" And then when I tell them I'm not content, I'm not satisfied, I'm not doing these things, they think it's wrong. They think it's a bad feeling. They think it's inhuman to feel like that. When I had a lot of success very early, and I don't feel some type of way that I'm super happy. All right, I was enjoying life, and I enjoyed doing those things, but that doesn't mean I'm content. That doesn't mean I'm satisfied, and that's okay. All right, there's no need. Like, you're not gonna become a great person. Like, all these successful entrepreneurs, all these successful athletes, everybody that you think of that is wildly successful, they were never satisfied. Kobe Bryant was never satisfied. He couldn't do enough work because there was some itching feeling in the back of his mind that was saying he needed to be more. Even when he got to that point, he would put it further, all right? He would put it further and further and set further goals out, all right? Because you're never, like, there's just, it's like body dysmorphia. Everybody says that. I don't see it, like, people make body dysmorphia to sound bad, but I think it's a really good motivator to push you. All right, when you create bad habits and create bad tendencies and obsess over things, yes, maybe it can turn into something bad, but if you know how to control that, which I think is important to learn, and why you should read and why you should educate, and why you should watch videos like this, why you should watch other people's videos on how they went through their experiences, you can learn how to control your emotions, how to control your thoughts, so that that's not a problem. The people that are telling you that this stuff is a problem, they can't control it themselves, all right? Because they don't know how to. They're in their position for a reason, right? Do you take weight loss advice from somebody who's fat as fuck, right? No. Why are you gonna take, like, happiness advice and being, like, content with your life from somebody who's not where you want to be? What, like, think about that person who asked you the question, are you happy? Are you content? Are they content? Are they happy with their lives? Who are they to tell you what makes you happy? All right? Because everybody lives different lives. Everybody likes different things. Everybody has different experiences. So you can't let somebody else's thoughts and opinions dictate how you live your life, especially when it comes to satisfaction and reaching your goals, because that is the number one thing, all right? If you don't reach your goals, if you don't reach your aspirations because of somebody else, that is the worst thing you can possibly do, right? By far. If it's your spouse, if it's your families, if it's your friends, that is the worst thing you can possibly do. You would rather, I will honestly, in my opinion, and this may sound controversial, I would rather hurt that relationship than do that, because then long term, if I held myself back from going and getting this thing, this is something I had, like a thing I had to go with my girlfriend too, go through with my girlfriend. And she knows this and she's okay with it, because let me explain, all right? I told her that I have to go achieve my goals, my aspirations. I have to go do the things that I need to do. There's a reason I'm in Thailand for 3 months, and it's really hard on our relationship, all right? I'm not gonna go into detail or anything, but I told her that if I don't accomplish the things I want to accomplish, and she holds me back, I would end up resenting her, right? Let's say if it was my family or my friends, if they held me back from doing all the things I wanted to do, and in the back of my mind, the rest of my life went on, I did the same things, I did what they wanted me to do, and in the back of my mind, I was like, I could have been this, I could have been this. I'm gonna end up resenting that person. And resenting somebody you love is the last thing you ever want to do in your life. I don't know who said that and who explained that to me. It might have been Grant Cardone, or I don't know who said it. I wish I knew who said it. If you guys know, drop it in the comments, because I want to give them credit. But that is powerful, right? If you guys can overcome that, because it is something that's very hard to overcome, and it's a very hard conversation to have with your family and your friends, because it might hurt the relationship at first, but long term it's gonna help it, because maybe you get to that goal. I hope you damn get to that goal after that, right? When I get to that goal, when I get to that aspiration, I'm gonna live a lot better life, and our relationship is going to be better, whether it's your friends, your family, whoever, because you're not resenting them. You're not like, oh, I could have been. No, you tried it, you did it, you accomplished the thing, and now you can be satisfied without having that itching feeling of like, oh, I'm having to live this life because she told me that I needed to stay home and be here and get this job and pay for these bills and do all this stuff, and I could never start my business. I could never go live abroad. I could never go do all these things because this held me back. And you hear all the people. You probably hear, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your uncle or some older person that you know that talks about all the things that they could have been and what should have started and would have done. Like, oh, I was almost in Bitcoin back in, like, I had Bitcoin and then I sold it all, or I had this successful business and then I had to close it down when I had kids, right? They're resenting themselves, right? They're resenting, they might deep down, they might not say it, but deep down, they probably see other people doing the things that they want to do, and they resent either themselves or the people that holds them back. And that is the last thing you want to do. That is the very last thing you want to do, because how can you live with yourself if you're the one who allows other people to do that, right? It obviously, maybe somebody else can play a factor in your life, but it really boils down to you being the one that allows yourself to do those things or not do those things. So you live with yourself your entire life, all right? The only person that's in your life 24/7 is yourself, right? You can't get out of your brain, right? You're always with yourself. So that, resenting yourself, I can't imagine a life like that, all right? And that's the last thing I want to do, all right? You want to be happy with yourself. You can't create good relationships, strong relationships, build other people up, motivate other people if you aren't happy with yourself. I'm happy with myself because I'm doing those things. That doesn't mean I'm content and I'm satisfied and I don't want to get more. But I'm okay with myself because I'm on the path. I know the things that I'm doing, and I've gotten to the mindset where this isn't a bad mindset. All right, I'm able to control my emotions. I'm able to do it sustainably and healthy. And you have to go through a lot, and you have to have life experiences, and you have to fail and go through pitfalls to get to that point. But I think once you do, that's a better way of living than you could have ever lived, because you're happy with yourself, number one, and you're accomplishing the things that you want to do. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps somebody. And guys, I gotta go do these legs, all right? I'm all like, when I get diced, all right, and I'm fucking huge, I'm gonna want to be huger, all right? Once I get rich as fuck, even more rich, I'm gonna want to be richer. Like, that's not. I don't think that's the problem. And those are just two, just stupid examples. All right, money might not mean anything. All right, the physical physique might not mean anything. I think the same way about these videos, about my mindset, about the way I speak. I always want to speak better. I rewatch these videos thinking, oh, I could have spoke better here. Oh, I could have spoke better here. And I don't think I'll ever rewatch a video where I'm looking at myself and not think of things that I can improve, right? And that's that Sisyphean improvement. So get that into your guys' brains, is stop being happy with where you're at, all right? For some people, yeah, whatever. Be happy with where you're at if you want to stay in that position. But if you want more for your life, don't ever be happy with where you're at if it's not where you want to be, right? So I'm going to end it off there. I'll catch you guys. Peace.